Yeah, niggas talking about paintball. Slaughter game paintball.
With all of it.
Nigga, we been running this shit. Yeah, 21, we really having them sticks, boy. This is the paintball shit. Y'all want paintball war? Let's do it. Let's do it. What?
With all of it.
What? With all of it. We got it all. Yup. Come and shop. Paintballs, come shop. Yup, we got them all. Yup. What y'all trying to do? Yep. 21 Savage paint. What? Yeah, cool. Tag 21.
Hey, YBN, man, you was a little baby, man. You don't want no paintball war with me, little nigga. I'll put you across my knee and spank you, boy. You a little baby, boy. You still drink Similac. Nigga, we in Atlanta. Nigga, pull up. You won't smoke. We gonna gun your ass.
Okay, come over. Alright. I mean, you trying to run train with me? Trying to run train with me? Go back.
Alright, Big Boss here now. The video you just saw was taken off YouTube from the social media of a rapper by the name of 21 Savage. Now, they say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, yet I know I am guilty of that myself. But with what 21 Savage did, even though the idea is a decent one at best, the problem is that it's gone too far as how it's done. It's been taken the wrong way. There's been a lot of stuff, but sorry, but with the idea of paintballs up, guns down, I get it. You want to curb violence, but in the aftermath of it, and the way it's been handled is pretty much left a bad taste in the mouths of any self-respecting paintball player, to be perfectly honest. Now, sadly, there are videos now going around social media about these paintball wars that have been cropping up in Milwaukee, Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, and here are some of those videos or segments of those videos, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
A rapper had an idea for cutting gun violence, replace handguns with something less dangerous, but in several cities it has not gone as planned. Here's Adriana Diaz.
Cities plagued by shootings are now battling a new type of gun violence. Police are calling it paintball wars. In the last week, there have been more than 200 paintball shootings reported in Atlanta, Detroit, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Milwaukee, where there have been 65 incidents in the last 4 days. Sergeant Melissa Frankowiak.
It started in Atlanta with a rapper who had started putting things on YouTube and Instagram.
That rapper calls himself 21 Savage.
We put at least 2,000 rounds on that little Nissan.
He reportedly started a movement called Guns Down, Paintballs Up in an effort to curb gun violence.
It's turned into groups of kids shooting at citizens.
It's an idea that may have backfired.
He was very sweet, friendly, always laughing.
Last month, Taraji Diggs was sleeping in the back of his mother's car when he was fatally shot by a real gun. It was 2 days after his 3rd birthday. Police say he was killed by a middle school student who fired a handgun at people shooting paintballs from a car.
My baby's strong, he's really strong. My baby was fighting for his life almost 45 minutes before the ambulance got here.
In another tragic incident in Greensboro, police linked a paintball fight to the death of 19-year-old Zyquarius Bradley. Sergeant Frankowiak says even though paintball guns don't shoot bullets, they're dangerous.
If they're shooting it directly at people, they're going to be arrested and they could face felony charges for recklessly endangering safety.
Another worry for police is that, especially at night, a paintball gun could be mistaken for a real gun, which increases the risk for a police-involved shooting. We reached out to the rapper 21 Savage for comment, but we haven't heard back. Jeff?
Adriana Diaz for us tonight in Milwaukee. Adriana, thank you.
Paintball guns are meant to be harmless, but police in cities around the country say a surge of paintball fights are terrorizing their residents. In Greensboro, North Carolina,
to date, we've seen about 44 incidents of paintball activity in the city just in the month of April.
In Milwaukee, 65 reports of people being hit with paintballs in the last week.
It's unsuspecting citizens who don't know what's going on.
This our hood now.
Rapper 21 Savage is credited with starting the trend, posting videos of paintball guns and calling for paintballs up, guns down. Some describe it as an anti-violence campaign.
Better than somebody out here fighting and shooting, yeah, why not?
But in at least 2 incidents, according to officials, the paintball battles triggered deadly shootings. In Greensboro, 19-year-old Zacharias Bradley was killed with real bullets during what police say started as a paintball fight. And outside Atlanta, police say 15-year-old Christopher Collins fired an actual gun in retaliation during a paintball attack, killing 3-year-old Taraji Diggs in his mother's car.
When I turned the corner, my baby, he just kept crying.
The toddler's mother says 21 Savage, a personal friend of the family, paid for the funeral, and she doesn't blame him for the violence.
He actually was telling them to put down the real guns and put up the paintball guns.
A publicist for 21 Savage did not return a request for comment. Now police in multiple cities warn that what may have started with good intentions has backfired. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News,
started on
New
social
York.
media, but it turned into a very real and dangerous situation. So-called paintball wars breaking out in spots across the city last night. People firing paintballs at each other and pretty much anything else in their path. Now there are worries they could happen again this weekend. Let's get to Sean Lay and police taking this very seriously. Sean.
And here's why, Jason. These things, paintballs flying all over here on the east side yesterday afternoon and the west side, causing messes like this on people's cars, also causing some alarm. Now tonight, 2 guys are trying to take these paint wars off of the streets. This lot at 7 in Greenfield is littered with evidence of a battle. In a city plagued by gun violence last night, it looks like guns were out in the open here. They are not guns. They are paintball guns. The city exploding last night into what's now known as Detroit Paintball Wars. DPD says 50 people in the streets firing paintball guns. Innocent drivers' cars getting hit. Many people thought the guns were real. Even an undercover Detroit police car got peppered by the paint, prompting a warning from police.
My message is what you're doing is dangerous because a lot of them look like assault rifles.
Yeah, I got me a nice little infrared beam here.
Now, Carlos Payne and Anthony Wilburn are here to set the record straight about paintball wars they call
paint up, guns down.
They've been playing for years in controlled, approved environments, not on the city streets.
Hey, you want to shoot at somebody, here's a completely legal way to do it. Everybody gets to go home to their family at the end of the day. We got to get it out the street so the public don't get hurt. It don't incite panic.
What's meant to be positive, these men say, is not to be out in public.
This is not a negative thing. It's meant to bring people together, not to divide us.
Carlos and Anthony, in fact, planning for this Saturday, a East Side versus West Side paint war, but this one off of the streets and in a building on Plymouth over on the west side. They want Detroit police to have a role in that. They'll be meeting with them to talk about the plans for the paintball war inside tomorrow. Jason, back to you.
And it's scary that you say, you know, these look like very real weapons, which they are. Sean, what's the latest from Detroit police?
You know, they made some arrests last night. 6 people arrested, 4 released. They got tickets for disorderly conduct. 1 person was discharged, no probable cause in that case. 1 warrant has just been submitted to the county prosecutor. It's possession of a pneumatic weapon. That's basically a paintball gun that has too much power. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what happens this weekend. Sean, thanks.
All right. You saw the video segments or full videos as they appear on my video right now. Now, with that being said, I hope that it's understandable that aside from the cringe factor of some of these people and their display of absolute idiocy, the understanding that this is going to make our sport, our community look bad for all of us who are serious about being paintball players. For many of us, it's a hobby. Others, it's a lifestyle. For a good number of us have been to hell and back on battlefields like Iraq, Afghanistan. It's for those guys, it's therapy. It's their way to reconnect to a part of them that seems like it was a lifetime ago. Now, we all know this kind of stuff could have bad implications one way or another, if not from any kind of legislative action or attempted legislative action by opportunistic politicians, then it's going to have negative implications on the reputation of the sport in general. But as I said, the road to hell is paved in good intentions. Now, what 21 Savage is promoting, I can understand about wanting to curb gun violence, but this wasn't the way to do it. And sadly, these paintball wars had casualties, unacceptable casualties. One of them being a 3-year-old boy who was too young to grasp how the world really is. A family that has been destroyed because they had to bury their child. A child who will never see a high school graduation, never see a prom, never be able to get married or have kids of their own. A life cut short because of some thug who decided to retaliate with real steel because some idiots were shooting at him with a paintball gun, because of these little paintball wars that are being played out in places like Atlanta, Detroit, Milwaukee. Now, with that being said, the level of anger I feel about this as a paintball player myself is rather deep, considering that I've been playing this sport on and off since I was 19 years old. This has been my passion in life. And this has been something that I've worked to build up. I've put a lot of time into doing everything I've done in the paintball industry, from writing for various online publications to doing my own blog page and YouTube channel. Now, how can we undo this damage is the real question that I ask myself, and I hope many self-respecting players are also asking themselves, as far as seeing the stupidity that has been displayed. One of the things that we could do is probably support our local law enforcement. Hell, if you know cops, if you know firefighters or EMTs, take them out to the paintball field. Have the cop trade up his duty weapon for the day and give him a paintball gun for the day. If, hell, for all of us that are paintball promoters or scenario event organizers, set up some charity events. Use the proceeds to buy books for schools in some of these poor neighborhoods. In a lot of ways, that's something that we as a community could rally behind, that we can help to do. Yet, what 21 Savage did, the idea was good, but it just got fucked up. And quite frankly, it's pretty much left a bad taste in the mouths of any self-respecting player, let alone the people who have been victim to these people that are running around shooting paintball guns at each other, that are caught in the crossfire, people whose cars have been riddled with paintballs, and sadly, those have been killed as a result of people shooting real guns after being shot at by paintballs out in the streets. That's something that's unacceptable. And quite frankly, I feel 21 Savage, even though he wasn't directly involved, he's got to bear a good deal of responsibility for the death of that child. And with that being said, I'm not even sure how that clown can look at himself in a mirror every day, knowing that what he has done has inadvertently led to the death of said child. As somebody who's an uncle myself, if that was my niece that was killed, believe me, I'd want to beat the ever-living crap out of the person that did it. But I'm grateful I never had to do anything like that. I'll just end it as saying that Paintballs Up, Guns Down is quite frankly a failure for any type of social change or progress because of the sheer level of ignorance and stupidity that has been displayed by all those taking part in it. If you want to play paintball, go to a local field, find a field, or just drive out into the woods, into a place where you won't run into anybody that isn't supposed to be involved in these games. Now, you can catch a written version of this on my blog page at outerheavenpaintball.blogspot.com. I will post a link in the description to this video. For the videos that I used in this one in their entirety, the links will be in the description below. And also, don't forget to check out my friends over at Acid Tactical at acidtactical.com. I will post the links in the description to this video. Anyway, this is Big Boss, and I'm out of here.